से होटल में रुका है?
यही नीचे है।
नाम
मार्ग पर।
मार्ग नाम
नाम उसका
मैंने बोल दिया व्हाट्सएप में डालने के लिए।
वो तो दूसरा होटल है,
ये अलग है क्या?
वहाँ से आ गए ना इधर, वहाँ नहीं छोड़ दिया वहाँ।
छोड़ दिया?
ये वहाँ इतने दिन रुके थे। वो उसका तो ब्लू माउंट करते हैं।
ब्लू माउंटेन आई उसका
उसका नहीं है।
एड्रेस है तो मैं फोटो।
हाँ।
अभी कौन सा है?
हाँ?
अभी कौन सा है?
अभी नाम याद नहीं आ रहा।
MG मार्ग में है ना?
ये MG मार्ग में है, वो वाला वहाँ पे था, एलिफेंट के पास। ये
व्हाट्सएप में दे देना है।
ಆವಾಗ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ರೇಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಸೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಅಂತ व्हाट्सएप में डाल।
ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು?
ಇದು ಸೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ
ಮಾರ್ಚಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ವಾ? ಮಾರ್ಚಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಫುಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ವೆಜ್ ನಾನ್ ವೆಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ.
ಇವತ್ತು ಏನು ಟೈಪ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ನೀವು
ನಾನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಜೊತೆ.
ಹೌದಾ? ನನಗೆ
ಇದು
ನಾನು ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ.
20.
I will now follow up the little thought that I left with you with another small poem. Maybe it's a long time since you've been doing any kind of
Thank you, ma'am. The chief guest of the function will arrive in just a short while from now. She is visiting the stalls at MG Mart. We are told that she is at the last stall, so she's going to be here any minute from now. Madam will be accompanied by the Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim and other officers of the state government. Before we start the program, may I request all esteemed guests, dignitaries in the audience to kindly keep your mobile phones on switched off mode. We've been told that there is no jammer in this hall, so we'd like to humbly request you to kindly keep your mobile phones in silent mode and also to kindly settle down in your designated seats. Thank you. We are honored to have with us Secretary Ministry of Donor Government of India, Sri Lok Ranjan sir. He's joining us through live video conferencing from Guwahati. I take this privilege to offer a warm welcome to respected Secretary Donor, Ministry of Donor Government of India.
Thank you, Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Welcome you to this program, sir. A very good morning and warm welcome. We are honored to have among us Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Hearty greetings and warm welcome, Honorable Madam. Honorable Madam is joined in the dais by the Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, Sri Prem Singh Tamang, Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, Dr. Vivek Joshi, IAS, Chief Secretary, Government of Sikkim, Sri Vijay Bhushan Pathak, IAS, and Chairman Nabar, Sri Saji KV. We welcome you to this prestigious program. We are also joined through live video conferencing by Secretary, Ministry of Donor, Government of India, Sri Lok Ranjan. We heartily welcome you to this program, sir. We begin the program with the traditional welcome of the chief guest and esteemed dignitaries on the dais. I now request Chairman Nabar, Sri Saji KV, to kindly welcome the Honorable Union Finance Minister by offering the traditional khada and flower bouquet. Chairman Nabar will now welcome the Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim with the traditional shawl and bouquet. Warm welcome and greetings to Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, Dr. Vivek Joshi. And lastly, I request Chairman Nabar to kindly welcome the Chief Secretary, Government of Sikkim, Sri V.B. Pathak. Thank you, Honorable Madam, Honorable Sirs. I now take this privilege to request the Honorable Chief Guest and esteemed dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the ceremonial lamp and formally inaugurate the function. Thank you, Honorable Madam and honored dignitaries. During the program, the Honorable Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs will virtually inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of 2 state government projects each and dedicate them to the people of Sikkim. Thereafter, the Honorable Union Minister will hand over sanction letters and checks of developmental schemes under NABARD for the state and credit facility by banks to the beneficiaries under various schemes. I now invite Chief Secretary, Government of Sikkim, Sri Vijay Bhushan Pathak, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Union Finance Minister, Madam, Honorable Chief Minister, Sir, Secretary, Ministry of Donor who has joined us virtually, Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Government of India, Chairman NABARD, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome the Honorable Union Finance Minister of India, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, to the blessed land of Sikkim, a state whose stature has been elevated a step higher with your kind visit. It is also our privilege that you have chosen Sikkim for your post-budget outreach and interaction program with the people of Sikkim. Often regarded as the jewel in the crown of democratic India, Sikkim is a state that does not just lie in the hills and valleys, but more importantly in the feelings and emotions. Its mesmerizing beauty absorbs the people in her pristine demeanor. As Helen Keller famously said, the best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be touched, they can only be felt. Our state is the abode of mighty Kanchenjunga, the third highest peak in the world, which is not merely a physical entity, but highly revered and regarded as the guardian deity whose benign watchfulness ensures peace and prosperity of the land. It is a hot spot of biodiversity, and the Kanchenjunga National Park has been recognized by UNESCO as the India's first mixed heritage site. Sikkim has made commendable strides and earned distinction in its journey. The humble people of this sacred state attribute all success to our guardian deity Kanchenjunga, whose snow-covered massifs continues to shield and guide the state and its people. Owing to the state being located in the heart of the Himalayan range, Sikkim is the natural habitat of an unsurpassed range of unique and rare plant, animal and bird species. Numerous lakes, glaciers, valleys and snow-clad mountains dot the landscape of the state. Sikkim is rightfully acknowledged as one of India's most significant biodiversity concentrations. The state's unrivaled natural beauty is the reason why the state has been named one of the most sought after tourist destinations time and again. Honorable Madam, Sikkim is a state not just rich in biodiversity, but also in the cultural and religious amalgamation of various ethnic groups present. Honorable Madam, the three ethnic communities of our state, the Lepchas, the Bhutias and Nepalese, blend in homogeneously with one another. Sikkim strikes a delicate balance between human culture and Mother Nature. Every aspect of the state is associated with history, mythology and sanctity. Development and sustenance has been possible because of the deep spiritual and religious kinship the people share with the magnificent nature surrounding us. Honorable Madam, on behalf of the state government and people of Sikkim, I welcome you to our beautiful state. Honorable Madam, the Union Budget 2023-24 has considered the 7 basic principles, namely inclusive development, last mile connectivity, infrastructure development, employment generation, innovation, green growth, and financial stability as the guiding canons for growth and development. The budget has focused on macroeconomic stability together with a defined roadmap of fiscal consolidation until 2025-26 to steer India to the path of an accelerated economic growth which is both comprehensive and inclusive. The Reserve Bank of India has rightly called the current budget as the 7th horse in the chariot of sun. Honorable Madam, development of Northeast has remained one of the focused areas in the Union budgets. The Honorable Prime Minister has always considered Northeast as the Asht Lakshmi. Honorable Prime Minister, while launching the Parvatmala scheme for areas such as Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir and the Northeast, has said that this scheme will create a modern system of transportation and connectivity on the mountains and will strengthen the border villages of our country, which needs to be vibrant and which is also necessary for the security of the country. Continuing with this approach, in the Union budget 2022-23, Honorable Madam had announced a landmark initiative, Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeast, PM Divine, with an initial allocation of rupees 1500 crores. The scheme was not a substitute for existing schemes, but an additional window to fund infrastructure and social development projects based on the felt needs of the Northeast. The gap funding for eco-friendly ropeway cable car from Dhappar to Bhaleydhunga in South Sikkim was one of the projects considered under PM Divine. Honorable Madam, we have seen that there has been a clear synergy between the development approach of the government of Sikkim and the schemes that are proposed to be included under the new initiative of PM Divine, especially towards strengthening the livelihood opportunities of the youth and women. Situated in the beautiful landscape of Yangon, the eco-friendly Bhaleydhunga Ropeway is a state-of-art project constructed with the technology, materials and expertise of Messrs. Poma Ropeways from France. The system offers comfort and safety that are gold standard in the world of ropeway construction and management. The Bhaleydhunga Ropeway is indeed a remarkable feat of engineering. It is the longest and highest ropeway in the state and is highly anticipated to become a popular tourist attraction with an economic mainstay of the people of the region. The ropeway boasts a maximum speed of 6 meters per second with a swift travel time of only 13 minutes to reach the Bhaleydhunga top that compensates for a 6-hour-long demanding trek. Honorable Madam, this is a preferred ecologically sustainable alternative in place of conventional roads in difficult hilly areas to improve connectivity and convenience for commuters besides promoting tourism. All necessary measures have been taken to ensure that the ropeway operates in a safe and environmentally sustainable manner. I also, on behalf of the state government, would like to thank the NABARD for their efforts and contribution. NABARD has not only been a long-term partner of the state government for infrastructure development, it has also been making noteworthy contribution in areas such as development of farm sector, promotion of FPOs, financial inclusions, development of cooperative sector, skill and entrepreneurs development. As I conclude, I on behalf of the people of Sikkim wish you a pleasant and memorable stay. Your reassuring presence here today stands testimony to the importance placed by the central government on the development of our state. With your gracious presence, we have been further encouraged to work with greater resolve and determination towards reaching our goals and aspirations. We are truly blessed to have you amongst us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now arrive at a key segment of the program. Over the past few years, the state government, under the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, and with support and intervention from the central government, has made several developmental leaps in various sectors, especially with regard to infrastructure development. At this important moment in this program, the Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, will now virtually inaugurate the Bhaleydhunga Ropeway cable car at Yangon, South Sikkim, and virtually lay the foundation stone of the mini secretariat and Niyukti Bhavan at Lumse Tadong and the Gangtok district. I take this honor and privilege to request Honorable Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, to kindly press the button and inaugurate the Bhaleydhunga Ropeway project. Thank you, Honorable Madam. We have a short audiovisual.
Bhaleydhunga in local parlance translates to Rooster Rock. It is a mountain peak of 3,300 meters altitude, famous for a 360 panoramic view of the Himalayan mountain range and alpine hills. The Bhaleydhunga project is a plan of the government to develop this location as a major tourist destination. The 3.54 kilometer long passenger ropeway as an access to the Bhaleydhunga peak is an integral part of this project. The ropeway is built with a mono-cable detachable gondola with upper terminal altitude of 3154 meters. The project has a vertical rise of 1348 meters with a one-way journey time of 13 minutes that compensates for a 6 hours long demanding trek. The ropeway has a capacity of 400 persons per hour per direction with 2 stations and 18 trestle towers. Has been constructed with the technology, materials and expertise of MS Bhaleydhunga Ropeways of France. This system offers comfort and safety that are the gold standard in the world of ropeway construction and management. It was a challenge to provide this world-class technology with expertise and execute it in a geographically harsh terrain in a remote location in Sikkim. However, this ropeway project that started in 2016 with the state resources is now complete with timely financial support from Prime Minister's Development Initiative for Northeast Region, PM Divine. Construction of a proposed skywalk on the Bhaleydhunga top shall complete the project in its entirety to make this a truly attractive tourist destination. Bhaleydhunga project is consistent with government's policy of providing sustainable ecotourism by promoting nature and culture. It shall help augment the burgeoning tourism industry in Sikkim to bring economic benefits of hospitality business to all stakeholders and entrepreneurs and make them part of the growth story of Sikkim and our country.
Thank you, Honorable Madam, for inaugurating this vital project. Now I take this privilege to request Honorable Madam to kindly lay the foundation stone for the mini secretariat and Niyuti Kendra at Lumse Tadong in the Gangtok district. Construction of mini secretariat and Niyuti Bhavan at Lumse, Gangtok. With the aim to ease traffic congestion in Gangtok and to accommodate several offices under one composite space, the state government has envisioned a project to construct a mini secretariat and Niyuti Bhavan at Lumse. to relocate some of the head offices to the periphery of Gangtok. The objective of this project is to ease ever-increasing traffic congestion along the NH10 stretch from Saraswati Mandir Tadong to Gangtok main town, to provide required office space for government departments, commissions and boards, and other offices presently functioning from rented space and in commercial locations. Relocating these offices from the prime commercial areas like MG Mart will open up avenues for various revenue-generating activities by the government, to increase the economic activities in the periphery of Gangtok as well. The total built-up area will be 2.15 lakh square feet. The project will be implemented by the Building and Housing Department, Government of Sikkim, at a project cost of Rs 295 crores and is slated to be completed within 36 months. The project envisages the construction of 3 blocks of RCC frame structure to accommodate various government departments, commissions and boards. The project will be built at a government land measuring 2.12 acres at Lumse Tadung and the Gangtok district. The mini secretariat project envisioned by the state government will be yet another leap in the area of infrastructural development, urban planning, and will ease the traffic burden from the main town of Gangtok. Consolidation of designated office spaces for various departments, commissions and boards will mean further strengthening of the administration and better and faster delivery of service. Thank you, Honorable Madam, for doing the honors. In the next segment, we are being joined by Secretary, Ministry of Donor, Government of India, Sri Lok Ranjan, through video conferencing. I take this privilege to request respected sir to kindly say a few words.
Namaskar. Honorable Madam Union Finance Minister, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, the dignitaries present, the senior officers from the central and state government, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a momentous occasion, the visit of the Honorable Madam Union Finance Minister and the context of the spate of development projects. In particular, I would convey my compliments on the completion of and inauguration of the eco-friendly passenger ropeway system from Dhappar to Bhaleydhunga among the various developmental projects today. This is a happy occasion for the ministry, as this project is the first amongst the Prime Minister's Development Initiative for the Northeast, PM Divine, to reach the conclusive stage. This has been a result of close coordination and guidance from the central and the state level, truly in the spirit of Gati Shakti. This is the beginning of our journey that was envisioned for impactful, outcome-oriented interventions, and as alluded already by the Chief Secretary Sikkim, this was totally catalyzed by the Honorable Madam Finance Minister while we had interacted in her chairmanship for looking at initiatives for the Northeast. I take this opportunity to kindly apprise that the allocation of rupees 1,500 crores for the financial year 22-23 has been used for selection of impactful projects across the northeastern region, and the sanction of these projects is in advanced stage as soon as we are receiving the DPRs from the various states and implementing agencies. These projects are in infrastructure sector, social development sector, and focus on livelihood opportunities for the women and the youth in the Northeast. Mobilization of additional projects for the balance outlay during the remaining period of the 15th Finance Commission, amounting to rupees 5,100 crores, has already been done. As of now, we have a shelf of close to 9,000 crores already, and the selection from this will commence shortly. On this occasion, I can express my commitment and rededication of the entire team, the ministry as well as the states of the Northeast, to work utmost for achieving the vision of comprehensive and inclusive development of our region. And I seek the continued partnership from all the stakeholders present. Once again, our gratitude from the Ministry of Donor and on my personal behalf to the Honorable Finance Minister and the Honorable Chief Minister for their vision and support, and my sincere thanks to the entire team under the leadership of the Chief Secretary for making this a reality. We will continue to work to this goal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. I now take this privilege to invite Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, Sri Prem Singh Tamang, to kindly address this august function.
Thank you. Honorable Union Finance Minister, respected Madam Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Speaker Sri Arun Kumar Ropeway ji, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Ministers, Government of Sikkim, Honorable MNAs, respected Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Government of India, Dr. Vivek Joshi ji, respected Chief Secretary, Government of Sikkim, Sri Didi Pathak ji, respected Chairman NABARD, Sri Shaji Kevi ji, respected Chairman State Bank of India, Sri Dinesh Kumar Khara ji, respected officials of the central government and the state governments. Good morning and namaskar to all of you. It is indeed an honor to us to welcome the Honorable Finance Minister, Madam, and the team to our green and Himalayan state Sikkim. We are highly grateful that you have chosen our state for the post-budget interactions with the people, which provides a great opportunity to understand the indication of each budget that has to undergo in matching the resources with the expenditure requirements consistent with the aspirations of the people. Honorable Madam, the budget 2023-24 has been a forward-looking budget and will surely consolidate our finances and accelerate inclusive economic growth. We are also delighted and grateful that we have witnessed the inauguration of the eco-friendly ropeway project from Dhappar to Bhaleydhunga Hills at Yangon and the Namchi district, which is set to emerge as a new tourist hotspot of Sikkim. Honorable Madam, the ropeway project was conceived in 2016 and some initial work was done. The project, however, could not be completed because of resource constraints. It was the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, and your allocation of resources under the new initiative of PM Divine, which has seen the project getting completed. Similarly, we are really thankful to you, Madam, for laying the foundation stone of the mini secretariat at Lumse, Gangtok. It is our pleasure to have these important projects inaugurated by your honor. The ropeway is an ecologically preferable and sustainable mode of communication in the difficult topography of this part of Sikkim, and beside the ease of traveling would strengthening the livelihood opportunities of the people of this area. Honorable Madam, the tourist potential of the ropeway at Bhaleydhunga Hills could be significantly enhanced by some supportive addition in the form of a skywalk on the hills accelerable through this ropeway. We shall be very grateful for your favorable consideration of our request in this regard. As you are aware, the structure of the economy of Sikkim is significantly different from other states in the country. Secondary and tertiary sectors contribute to close to 90% of the GSDP of the state and provide employment to more than 55% of the population. Trade, transport, and tourism are the key areas of employment generation. These sectors have significant potential for livelihood support in this beautiful state, and such initiatives are the instruments for the actualization of this potential. Honorable Madam, as you are aware that Sikkim has made effort to accelerate growth and improve the living condition of its people, and has attempted to keep its policies corresponding with the approach of the Union. We are thankful that these policy initiatives of Sikkim have been fully supported by the Union government, and together it has been possible to overcome the adverse impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and move on along the accelerated growth path. After witnessing a near negative GSDP growth during the pandemic in 2020-21, the growth was bounced back to exceed 8% in 21-22 and is expected of the same order in 22-23. Sustaining growth and livelihood opportunities would, however, require state financial and fiscal support from the central government. Honorable Madam, the state of Sikkim has limited revenue generating options. We are grateful to the Ministry of Finance and you, Honorable Madam, for understanding our concerns and agreeing to provide us a special capital grant of Rs 250 crores to overcome fiscal stresses. Honorable Madam, we also appreciate the initiative of the Union government to front load the tax transfer for a state like Sikkim, where the state's internal resources get affected in the first half of the financial year due to the climatic condition. Front loading of tax transfer not only provides the necessary fiscal cushion but also helps in planning capital works through initial allocation. We are focused to invest our capital expenditure in tourism, health and education sector and propose to upscale capex to 4% to 5% of GSDP in the budget of 2023-24. The state had invested creating self-help groups and supporting them. There is a heavy incidence of unemployment in urban areas in the age group 15 to 29. Likewise, Sikkim is a border state and heavy incidence of unemployment among youth could be an agent of hindrance to peace and harmony. With confidence and hope, I would like to solicit your generous support and concern over this matter. I thank you, Honorable Madam, and your team from the Ministry of Finance for taking the time to visit Sikkim, and hope this visit will further strengthen your understanding of our concerns and your generosity will pave way for our steps in meeting the aspiration of the people of Sikkim. Once again, on behalf of the people of Sikkim, I extend my heartiest gratitude for your kind visit to our state and for sparing your precious time here. I also wish you sound health and a comfortable stay in our Himalayan state, Sikkim. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Sikkim.
Thank you, Honorable Sir, for your valuable address and for your exemplary leadership.
मैं निवेदन करती हूँ अध्यक्ष नाबार्ड माननीय श्री के.वी. शाह जी से कि वे कृपया इस सभा को संबोधित करें।
Good morning to all of you, Honorable Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim Shri Prem Singh Thakur ji, Honorable Chief Secretary, Honorable DFS Secretary Dr. Joshi ji, and dignitaries of the dais, ministers and MLAs, and also bankers and the beneficiaries over here. Today is a historic day for Sikkim. Why I am telling is that today a lot of events have happened. Already 2 events have happened, and then now the bankers are now coming forward with assisting the beneficiaries. The enormity of the event is that around 106 crores is getting disbursed. This is almost 13% of the total private sector target for the state. So that much amount is getting dispensed today in this function. And this is only a start. I have seen the start which has happened in Nagaland, when Honorable Finance Minister visited there. She has exhorted banks to conduct credit camps and all. Within 2 months, almost 300 credit camps were done and close to 1,500 crores were disbursed during those periods. Because NABARD was closely following up with all these activities because we are interested with the development financial activities. We are here to help the people to access the programs of the government, both Indian government and also the Sikkim government, and also to prepare banks to handhold the people and devise schemes. For example, the collateral-free lending scheme, which is announced by Government of India. Latest one is the Sikkim State Cooperative Bank was onboarded into the CGTMSC scheme 2 months back. And because of that, the Sikkim State Cooperative Bank could give a lot of collateral-free loans today. In the stalls which we visited, at least 3 such entities were there which could access through Sikkim Cooperative Bank collateral-free lending schemes. And then another important scheme is the KCC Annual Assessment Scheme, which is very close to the heart of Honorable Finance Minister. She has been reviewing the scheme every opportunity, and she has been exhorting maybe in Rajasthan, in Northeast, because Northeast and also Sikkim, there are a lot of allied activities happening. So last 2 months, we have NABARD along with banks have conducted a campaign for KCC Annual Assessment, and for the first time, Sikkim Cooperative Bank also came forward for giving KCC for annual assessment activities. Then the FPO movement, and also the PACS, that is Primary Agricultural Societies as multi-service societies, which is the priority of the Government of India. The new Department of Cooperation is giving a lot of thrust to cooperatives because cooperatives are where welfare remains within the villages. Because whatever profits they generate due to activities will be plowed back, unlike in a private enterprise where profit is drained away from that area. Then the SHG thing, and also the banking kiosk for accessing finance and also banking services through dairy cooperatives in Sikkim, along with Sikkim Cooperative Bank. NABARD is facilitating dairy the banking kiosks, around the 50 of which will be again given today. And keeping in tune with the state government's priority of organic, making the state organic, and also tourism. NABARD is closely associated with the government in terms of natural farming, that we are promoting organic farming in the state. We are doing a lot of pilots along with the tribal areas over here, and also we are promoting agro-tourism, the homestays and such other things, which will improve the economic activity at the villages. So far, the priorities of the Government of India fine-tuned to the state government, and that is what the NABARD's role is. And the historic union budget, which the Honorable Minister has just announced in the Parliament, the 7 priorities. All these 7 priorities have implications in Sikkim. the inclusive development and the last mile thing. And NABARD is there to support. We are now reorienting our policies along with the announcements of the Honorable Finance Minister in tune with the state government priorities as well. Be it inclusive development or last mile connectivity, infrastructure, unleashing the potential, green growth, or the youth power, and also financial services. So all these 7 activities, we are now reorienting both within NABARD and also with the finance sector of the state, so that whatever programs are devised by the state government will be fine-tuned with that of the priorities of the union government as well. And then the PM Divine program. Today we have seen an inauguration of the ropeway, and in Lachon we are going to do, this is a border village, so we are going to do a lot of infrastructure development activities over there. And lastly, what we want is that just like the peak, India's highest peak is in Bhaleydhunga, so we want Sikkim to reach the peak of development in India. Already the per capita income is very high over here. We want to further this development and let Sikkim be at the peak of among the Indian states of the country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, we want Sikkim to reach the pinnacle of development. May I now request Dr. Vivek Joshi, Secretary TFS, the Government of India, to kindly share his thoughts with us.
Respected Honorable Union Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Chief Minister, Sikkim, Shri Prem Singh Taman ji, Honorable Speaker, Sikkim, respected Ministers of Sikkim and MLAs and other dignitaries, Secretary Donor, Chief Secretary Mr. Pathak, Chairman NABARD, SLBC Convener Sikkim, senior officials from the Government of India and Government of Sikkim, senior bank officials, dear beneficiaries, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Union Finance Minister for taking time out from her very busy schedule to visit Sikkim and to preside over this program, which involves credit outreach, visit to various stalls, distribution of sanction letters under various credit schemes run by the government, run by the banks, government and NABARD. I am indeed grateful to Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, Shri Prem Singh Ji Taman, for gracing this occasion. Today, we all know the importance of bank accounts and banking facilities. Opening of an account is the first step towards the prosperity and well-being of a household. It has always been the endeavor of the government to make available banking and financial services to the people living in our remotest corner of the country. As on date, there are 168 branches, 230 ATMs and 108 BCs working in the state of Sikkim. Banks have done a fairly good job in deploying BCs in far-flung areas, and today there is no inhabited village in the entire state of Sikkim that doesn't have a banking outlet in the form of a bank branch or BC or IPPB center within 5 kilometers. Over 87,000 PMJDY accounts have been opened in the state, and total operative CASA accounts in the state are over 8.5 lakh. Under the Jan Suraksha scheme, there are 1.74 lakh and 85,000 beneficiaries who are enrolled in PMSBY and PMJJBY schemes respectively. There are 1.33 lakh mudra loans for rupees 1210 crores which have been sanctioned in the state. The CD ratio of states is 58% in December 22, which has increased significantly from 50% in March 22. If we compare the number of branches of per lakh population, for example, in the national average for branches per lakh population is 14 in India, whereas in Sikkim we are having 31 branches per lakh population. Similarly, ATMs, India's average is 18, whereas Sikkim's average is 36. Similarly, the deposits per account is 3,900, the national average, and in Sikkim it is 5,600. So we are way ahead if we compare ourselves with the national averages. We have taken a lot of steps to facilitate sanctioning of loans for small businessmen and common people for their various needs. People can now apply through Jan Samarth portal under government schemes like Mudra without visiting bank branches. I request all the stakeholders, be it the banks, NABARD, SIDBI or other financial institutions, to ensure that all possible steps are taken for timely implementation and exhaustion of beneficiaries being implemented and saturation of beneficiaries in Sikkim. On behalf of Department of Financial Services, I would like to assure the State Government of Sikkim and the Honorable Chief Minister here of our full cooperation and support in economic development of this beautiful state. I request the SLBC and Lead Bank to regularly conduct financial literacy camps to make people aware of various financial inclusion schemes, digital payments, and to make them aware about not only digital payments but also about digital frauds. I also urge SLBC and LDMs to keep monitoring the progress under various flagship schemes being implemented and work towards moving to saturation of all the eligible persons under government insurance and pension schemes. I also request state government agencies to guide entrepreneurs in preparation of their viral project reports under Mudra and stand-up schemes. Chairman NABARD is also requested that besides providing grants under various development projects, we need to provide some technical and managerial assistance and marketing assistance also for effective and timely implementation of all the projects. With these words, I once again thank the State Government of Sikkim and NABARD for providing me the opportunity to interact with all of you who are present here. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर जोशी जी। जैसा कि आपने कहा, नाबार्ड अवश्य आपकी इस बात का मान रखेगा। अपने सारे ही डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स में बात सिर्फ फाइनेंस की नहीं है, लिंकेजेस की है। जैसा कि आपने कहा, टेक्निकल एवं मार्केटिंग नाबार्ड ऐसी चेष्टा कर भी रहा है और जैसा कि आपने कहा आगे करता रहेगा, बढ़ चढ़ के करेगा। देवियों एवं सज्जनों, आज यह सभा अति विशिष्ट है क्योंकि यहाँ सिक्किम की आर्थिक विकास के सभी हितधारक उपस्थित हैं और हमारे मध्य हमारे मुख्य अतिथि महोदया भी हैं। इसलिए हम इस विशिष्ट उपलक्ष्य का लाभ उठाना चाहेंगे और उनके हस्तकमलों से कुछ प्रकल्पों, परियोजनाओं का प्रारंभ करना चाहेंगे। जो इस कार्यक्रम के आगे होने जा रहा है उसको मात्र आप कुछ कागजों का हस्तांतरण कदापि न समझें। आप तो जानते ही हैं, जिस प्रकार मूर्ति पूजन के लिए तैयार करने के लिए उसमें एक संकल्प एवं निश्चय लेकर प्राण प्रतिष्ठा की जाती है, उसी प्रकार हम आज अपनी परियोजनाओं में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदया के हस्तकमलों से करने जा रहे हैं। हमें विश्वास है कि उनके हस्तकमलों से दिए गए ये स्वीकृति पत्र और उनके दिए गए आशीर्वाद के साथ इन सभी परियोजनाओं को सफलता मिलेगी। आगे जाते हुए उनको और उत्तरोत्तर प्रगति के लिए प्रेरणा मिलेगी। Ladies and gentlemen, today we have 9 such projects from NABARD with a total outlay of rupees 7.24 crore. NABARD believes in supporting projects that aim not only in the development of project areas, but in identifying with a discerning eye those projects that create value-added linkages so that the project may act as a catalyst for spurring growth in key areas of the economy. Such efforts are all taken under the guidance of Union Finance Minister, under the guidance of the Government of India, who is ever in the effort of creating schemes and projects that go to the last mile. Madam, your vision of a meaningful financial inclusion, enabled with digital innovations, has spurred us on to make our best efforts to reach the last mile with better access to financial services. We shall now be sharing a brief description of those projects and would request you to kindly hand over the sanction letters to our proud and most deserving project holders who have all gathered here to receive them. May I request the dignitaries on the stage to kindly rise for the presentation of sanction letters to our project awardees. Madam and sirs, we will be wheeling away your chairs for a little while. The first project for launch today is for setting up of 6 centers for financial literacy. The first project for launch today is for setting up of 6 centers for financial literacy with a grant assistance of Rs 2.34 crore from the Financial Inclusion Fund of NABARD. These centers are to be set up, 2 each in the South, West and East districts. These centers will not only enable better access to financial services through awareness and facilitation at the block level, but will also enable better access to social security schemes of the Government of India and bring in digital financial literacy. This was Shri Sujay Kumar Yadavji, General Manager, State Bank of India, who has come to the stage and received the sanction letter from the Honourable Finance Minister. We now come to the second project. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to announce the second project, NABARD bringing together the inhabitants of a more than 300-year-old settlement of the indigenous Gurung community into a Banpala sheep wool cluster under a producer organization named the Chuba of Farmers Producer Organization. I invite on stage Shri Arun Gurung, CEO, Srimati Sarana Gurung, Director, and Srimati Junu Gurung, member of the Board of Directors of the OFPO, on stage. A plough being opened by Honourable Finance Minister. This cluster shall cover 212 members and is promoted by the KVK Namkhang. A sanction of Rs 1.2 crore being handed over today by Honourable Finance Minister here in Sikkim. Her signature now inscribed on a certificate as well, Madam, if we may request. We are keen to have Madam's signature on the certificate as well. A valuable opportunity for all of us and for those who are going to preserve it with pride. For those who don't know, this is the first producer organization in Sikkim. Traditionally, the Gurung community would make radis, but this was fast on the verge of becoming extinct because the new generations were no longer willing to choose this as their livelihood. But the good news is that the art has been brought back from the brink. This art has now won the first prize of the Global Eco Artisan Award under the endangered category by the Aganti Foundation. In fact, it is today on display at the New York Institute of Fashion Technology. Congratulations to all the cluster holders. Ladies and gentlemen, our next project is a Rs 1.15 crore project for spring shed-based water conservation in Umthokchung Yerge Spring Shed of the Mangan district. NABARD partners with the Bhavishya Bharat Trust for increasing recharge capabilities and rejuvenation of spring aquifers to sustain the local ecosystem. I invite Srimati Donkit Lecture and Sri Lim Cheering Lecture, executives of the Springshed community. Congratulations as you receive a sanction letter of 1.15 crore. And here we are capturing the moment with our honored dignitaries. A proud moment for the official Lady Springshed project of Manga. Thank you, Madam. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you all to the Nepal border villages for a tribal development project at the Sopaka Panchayat of Gyalshin district. I invite on stage Sri Arpan Limbu and Sri Vishal Rai, members of the Sopaka TDF Wadi, who have come on stage to accept the sanction letters. Allow me a word to tell you what this is all about. The NGO Bhavishya Bharat is partnering with NABARD for the development of orchards for improving the livelihoods of tribal population. These are to come up in 5 villages in the Sopaka district, and they shall cover 118 households along the last few villages of the Nepal border. Thank you. Thank you, Sri Arpanji and Vishalji. Our next project is about the transformation of 3 primary cooperative societies into multi-service cooperative societies, for which I invite Srimati Pema Chenjong, MD, Sikkim Cooperative Bank, on stage. With an assistance of ₹49.5 lakh from NABARD, as has been envisioned by the Honourable Minister for Cooperation, diversification of packs is going to strengthen the community at the grassroots. Srimati Pema Chenjong, MD, Sikkim Cooperative Bank, receiving this. Madam, we would request you to kindly stay on stage, even for the next project, for whom the Cisco Bank is an important partner. Banking kiosks at dairy cooperatives, with a grant assistance of ₹34 lakh from NABARD to the Sikkim Cooperative Bank for setting up 50 banking kiosks in dairy cooperatives. We would like to share that there are already 120 such kiosks at the MPCS, but this is the first time that this is being done at dairy cooperatives. Thank you, Srimati Pemaji. And now we are happy to inform you, Madam, of a very unique project for saffron cultivation in Sikkim. Yes, you heard that right, saffron in Sikkim. And this is a collaboration with the government of JNK, for which I invite the VC, the Vice Chancellor of Sikkim University, Dr. Avinash Khare, on stage. With a grant of 9.95 lakh rupees from NABARD, this is a mission to promote saffron cultivation in Sikkim. Stand by for a moment with the camera. Great, beautiful beginnings and very fragrant beginnings with saffron, I may say. Flavored beginnings. Thank you, sir. NABARD has been widely engaged with livelihood entrepreneurship development programs. I therefore invite Srimati Cherin Doma Bhutia, Block Resource Person in Mangan District, to kindly come on stage to accept a sanction letter for the skilling of 90 women SHEs in soap making. An added skill for an added livelihood. Srimati Cherin Doma Bhutia, a proud moment with our chief guest and dignitaries. We wish you the best, Madam. NABARD is is also encouraging another program for training of 30 members in pickle making. May I invite Shri Prashant Chetri, State Program Manager for the West District from Bhavish Bharat. Another added income opportunity through upskilling of SHG members. Adds a lot of value to household incomes, and I must say pickle making also adds a lot of value to the food plate. Thank you. Another training program of another 30 SHG members on home nursing or the role of general duty assistants. May I invite Ms. Pratiksha Rai, local coordinator of Tomorrow's Foundation, to kindly come on stage and receive the sanction letter. A training program, an added skill, added income, and happier households. We wish you the best, Madam Pratiksha. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so proud and happy to announce a first-of-its-kind initiative by the District Administration of the Gyalching District in partnership with NABARD. This is being done to set up a veterinary center at Yuksum. This facility has been conceptualized as an eco-friendly, aesthetic and cost-effective infrastructure to provide one-stop veterinary care services to the area's livestock, dairy belt, and more importantly, to the fauna of the Kanchenjunga National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage. We have with us Srimati Yishe D. Yongda, the District Collector of Gyalching District, on stage. This part of our program of awarding sanction letters to development projects, ये तो सूची हमारी यहाँ पर समाप्त हुई। इसके लिए हम सब की ओर से आपको धन्यवाद मैडम, लेकिन आप फिर भी थोड़ी देर खड़े होने का निवेदन है, because we would like to request you to kindly release 2 publications. A booklet on NABARD's Special Development Plan for Aspirational District. This is a publication in order to supplement and invigorate the efforts of the Government of India. NABARD Sikkim RO has formulated this plan for West Sikkim. It's an immersive plan, lays out quantifiable targets for 4 out of the 6 development parameters, and identifies multiple institutional roles for optimal efficacy. A booklet on NABARD's Special Development Plan for Aspirational District of West Sikkim. आपके हस्तकमलों द्वारा विमोचित यह पुस्तक धन्यवाद महोदय। While presenting the union budget this month, Madam had rightly named millets, the coarse cereals, as Shri Anna. Shri Anna means the best among all food grains, and NABARD is bringing out a booklet, Millets in Sikkim, a perspective, for popularizing the use of millets as a part of the International Year of the Millets, highlighting their types, their nutritional benefits, and the methods of usage. In addition, we have also brought out some leaflets for your information in English and in Nepali as an easy-to-read reference. With your blessings, Madam, this joint effort between the state government and NABARD will serve to go a long way in creating awareness on the use of millets. Thank you, Madam. Madam, just one more round. We would still request you. For now, we come from building capabilities to accessing loans. We come to that part of the program where we would request Madam and our honored dignitaries to kindly hand over sanction letters to the loanees who have availed loans under the schemes of the Government of India. These entrepreneurs have drawn the benefits of various Government of India schemes through loans sanctioned over the period 15 to 25 February 23. मुद्रा के तहत 106 लाभार्थियों को कुल 5.67 करोड़ दिए गए हैं और इन लाभार्थियों में से हमारे बीच हैं मिस मीना राय एवं श्री दिनेश खातीवोरा। बधाई, शुभकामनाएं। Under the Stand Up India scheme, loans for a total amount of 1.78 crore have been given to 14 beneficiaries by the Union Bank of India. We have amidst us Shri Topten Lepcha and Shri Shobha Sharma, who have availed these loans. We invite you to come on stage and kindly collect the check. Blessings along with the check. Thank you. 127 loans have been given to SHEs for a total amount of Rs 5.79 crore by the Central Bank of India. We have with us Srimati Subba, Miss Smita Subba and Miss Pema Doma Tamang from the Kushi SHE. Welcome on stage. Thank you. KCC, the Kisan Credit Card crop loans have been given to 170 beneficiaries for an aggregate amount of Rs 1.14 crore by the Canara Bank. Shri Gajanan Limbu and Shri Karma Chere Bhutia. आपका मंच पर स्वागत है, आपको अनेक शुभकामनाएं। Thank you, Madam. Cisco Bank द्वारा KCC एनिमल हस्बेंड्री के लिए 269 लाभार्थियों को कुल मिलाकर 3.58 करोड़ की राशि स्वीकृत की गई है। हमारे मध्य श्री शांतिराम दंगल एवं श्री श्यामलाल दुलाल उपस्थित हैं। आपका स्वागत है। Under PMEGP, the Prime Minister's Employment Guarantee Program, loans worth 3.71 crore have been sanctioned to 49 persons by the Bank of India. We have with us Shri Tilak Prasad Koirala and Shri Kumar Rai. May I request you to kindly accept the checks. Under the PMFME, the Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme, the first loan has been sanctioned by UCO Bank for an amount of 8.1 lakhs. Ms. Pratiksha Pant, the entrepreneur, is warmly invited on stage to kindly receive the check. Best wishes, Ms. Pratiksha. Under retail loans, 892 loans have been sanctioned for a whopping amount of rupees 71.36 crore by the SBI and PNB. 3 retail loanees are with us here today: Shri Subhash Guru, Shri Pema Lepcha, and Shri Gajbir Surba. Under FPOs, the first loan in Sikkim has been given by SBI for an amount of rupees 20 lakh. It is worth mentioning that SBI has devised a new product for FPOs in their CBS system to accommodate state-specific requirement. We have with us Shri Lok Bahadur Supa, the President, and Shri Tara Prasad Sharma, the CEO. आपका मंच पर स्वागत है। आपको आपका FPO उत्तरोत्तर प्रगति करे, ऐसी हमारी कामना। और मैडम, आपकी सूचना के लिए इन सब के एकत्रित अति प्रसन्नता के साथ हम यह सूचित करते हैं कि कुल 11.12 करोड़ की राशि अदर लोन्स के तहत भी स्वीकृत की गई है। Thank you for blessing all our loanees. Thank you for standing so long, ma'am. I will now request our dignitaries to kindly take their place on the stage. And while you all settle back in your space, we now get what we all have been waiting for, an address by the Honorable Union Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. May I request you to kindly share your thoughts with us.
Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, my colleague in the Ministry, Secretary, Department of Financial Services, the Chief Secretary of Sikkim, the Chief of NABARD, representatives of the various public sector banks and state cooperative banks, the Vice Chancellor, who incidentally is also here on a project of Sikkim University, the beneficiaries who have received the various assistance which is so required to run the businesses, invited guests and also the media. As ministers in the Union Cabinet, most of us do go to different parts of the country to make sure that the schemes which are designed for reaching the people who so deserve it, and also through that, many small economic activities which are being undertaken are also receiving the assistance, not just the big ones, in order that the economy has a wholesome, well spread out growth, and in which the people's own enterprises are also supported by the policy of the government. We all go to different parts of the country, but it gives me immense pleasure to come to Sikkim, because this is what I feel, understated state. Meaning, you have so much to say, but yet not much is being said about it. So when you come and really see the kind of quiet work which is happening here, it is so motivating. It is such an inspiration. It's of course a state endowed with a lot of natural beauty, and tourism is a natural trigger for people to come here and spend money. But beyond that, the people's own enterprise in remote parts of the state, and those enterprises which are very well suited for local conditions, doesn't expect to bring raw materials from some thousands of kilometers away, using local raw materials and producing products which are going to be ready for the market anywhere in the world, and adapting to standards which will be so required for consumers from different parts of the world who look for certain things in particular, are all being reflected in the kind of products which were displayed in the stalls in the morning that I visited. And for that one product to even reach some of the Western markets, not that I take them as the final certifying authorities for our products, but who have the purchasing power and who can anyway buy things which are produced in different parts of the world. But in that, Sikkim's products also finding a listing and also finding a place for them to choose to go and buy, like they would buy a product from Peru, or the handcrafted products of Peru or Chile, or some islands from the Pacific Ocean. Today, Sikkim, which is a beautiful Himalayan state, also finds a product reaching. So that is the way we have entered into markets which are very far-flung and which is not possible for a small entrepreneur somewhere in the corner of Sikkim to reach. Today, that has been enabled, and enabled through technology which gives you the platform through which you can access them, and also the NABARD-like institutions which are agents of change being funded by the government. NABARD is entirely government of India. Now if it is able to, through its staff and also through the staff who are equally motivated, to go to the farthest point and see what is it that is required, and to then give them some kind of assistance, so that where there is a possible viability, the finance reaches us well. If I am impressed by that first stall into which I went and then saw what they produce, unique coarse wood with which they are making very good products now. They presented me with a jacket which I wore and walked down the MG road. But equally impressive was this attempt to go to a cluster of villages in the Nepal border, Sikkim-Nepal border, and encourage them to do such activities which will help in the local, I think, dairy, he said. Dairy, where are you fully seated? That Sikkim-Nepal border wala. I think that's the person. Yeah, it is here now. For, what is the product you said in the video? Press the button there for the mic. I'm speaking to the mic. Yes.
Hello. QB product. QB.
Kiwi as
QB
fruit.
product. Yes.
Oh right.
Fruits.
Okay. Fruits. Yes, as kiwi. Thank you. Thank you. So for institution which is Government of India, which you tend to think Delhi based, but for NABARD to have come that far to understand the importance of the work which is going on there and to fund it, speaks how under the Government of India with Prime Minister Modi, every institution reflects the policy of the government, and that policy is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. It is not just for things around Delhi or big metropolitans like Mumbai or Hyderabad or Bengaluru. NABARD moves to villages which are even in the far-flung areas. today standing in Gangtok. Standing in Gangtok, I'm happy to say they have reached the borders with Nepal and some remote villages in Sikkim, which are not very easily accessible, but yet very enterprising people live there and serve their local communities, for whom Sabka Saath should serve. And that exactly is what is being proven by the way in which we have extended those schemes which are meant for all people, particularly those who live in far-flung areas and small businesses. So I'm happy that this type of NABARD is reaching to the people it so deserves. And also I understand from the state government, from the Honorable Chief Minister, that he is giving a special incentive for improving dairy sector in Sikkim. That also helps in the local economy, the nutrition requirement of the people, and the value-added products which can give jobs, and the value-added products outcome which can actually reach other areas which so require. And therefore that step of the Honorable Chief Minister is very welcome. In this budget also, we are giving a lot of importance for multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives. I see NABARD having already moved into the area of multi-purpose cooperatives. You would have known that the Cooperatives Ministry in Government of India was separately started by Prime Minister Modi, and the Cooperatives Ministry is looking at a massive setting up of multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives, which will at a time help dairy farmers who will be members of those multi-state cooperatives, at the same time equally help woolen workers with the woolen handicrafts or goods that are made. Yesterday there was a lady entrepreneur who was talking about carpet making and also of pottery. All these activities can be helped through the cooperative movement, where every member of the cooperative tends to receive benefits, and also the way in which the current scheme which has been envisaged in this budget is for these cooperatives also to be building huge storage capacities, not one size fits all. What is going to be built in Tumkuru, in Bengaluru or near Bengaluru, or what is being built in, let us say, in a village in Chaibasa. No, it is going to be tailored to the requirement of the local cooperatives. So what you would need in, for instance, say Manga, may not be what you want to do in, let us say, somewhere close to Gangtok. But each cooperative will be allowed to build that storage which is so required for the products of that area. So the farmers who produce them can keep it stored in these capacities, which the multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives will be given facility to build. And those products can be taken out as and when the farmer wants, when he thinks he's getting better price, and therefore take it out, and through the e-portals, electronic portals, be able to sell to whichever area, whichever state, whichever country, where you get a better price. So the decision will be of the farmer to take his stock out whenever he wants from that massive cooperative facility that we are going to create all over the country. And I'm sure Sikkim, which is already well tied in with the NABARD, will be able to get benefit from this year's budget announcement that cooperatives, multi-state cooperatives will be set up where there are no multi-state cooperatives. They will be multi-purpose in nature. They will also have the facility to create storage capacity within their cooperatives' purview. And then the member farmers, therefore, farmers, artisans, whoever, will be benefiting as per their choice. So this is what is being promoted through the Cooperatives Ministry, Government of India, by the announcement which has been made in this budget. And I am sure, therefore, with the Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary of the State Sikkim listening to this, you will readily make sure you work together with NABARD-like institution to ensure that a properly well-structured multi-state cooperative is established in each area where there is a need and where there are people ready to become part of this, and then expand the movement for deriving other benefits, whether it is for loans, whether it is for your seed capital, whether it is for storage, and so on. So that is one of the announcements in the budget. The other major announcement, and I said this yesterday, I repeat it today. I'm very glad to see substantial women participation in every activity which is happening here, economically. This budget announces that for the self-help groups of women, and if I remember the data right, about 81 lakh SHG groups are there all over the country. Whatever that number is for Sikkim, these self-help groups also now will be provided with professional help to market your product, to brand your product, and also to manage your books professionally, so that you stand up to every kind of quality measure which is so important, and your product therefore will receive that quality standards so that it can reach any market anywhere. So self-help groups will have to decide for themselves what is that activity they want to engage in. It could just be a product, or meaning manufacturing a product, or it can be even services. Now I'll take the example here of one of them who received a loan, may not be an SHG, may be an individual who's doing it, but worth considering for an SHG. And what is it? Training people as nurses or common helps, in the sense of professionally trained assistant for a household. It could be elder care, geriatric care. It could be medically trained care for people who are receiving home treatment. It could be any such a thing. So if the SHG itself takes upon itself saying, we will train people. So we are not only looking at the women's self-help groups for producing achars and papads. Yes, you want to do that, you can still do that. But you can also train people for services. So women's help, self-help group will receive all kinds of, from obtaining your raw products efficiently, quality of the raw products, then manufacturing, adding value to it, and looking at the way in which you want to brand it, at the same time simultaneously keeping the book of accounts clean, transparent, and so on, and then finding markets. So one, I said cooperatives. Two, I'm saying that the budget has envisaged that women's development SHG groups will be given every assistance so that they become empowered to themselves to be able to do what they want and add to the economy of the country. So both these announcements, I think, will benefit people from Sikkim, women in particular. But a third important announcement, again from this budget, is PM Vikas scheme, which is Vishwakarma scheme. Now Vishwakarma is a generic word we used to denote those people who work with their hands and create something useful. You may use minor tools as well, whether you're creating carpets, whether you're making wonderful pottery, whether you're making items which are so beautifully depictive of your culture, all of which are seen as creative arts, producing things, and therefore the PM Vikas scheme also will be something which will be able to help people doing those activities. Kisan credit card and other things are already there. We will still continue with them. Those schemes also will help farmers to earn better incomes and so on. And I know the data is available, but I'm not reading out. Even PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, which probably today or tomorrow PM is releasing one more tranche of payment. will help small farmers to have some cash in their hand. So like that, in order that the principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas really plays out, since 2014 till today, strands and strands of programs have been coming out from the Government of India, all of which are reaching the ultimate beneficiary, who are citizens of this country but who have been so denied benefits which can otherwise reach them over the years. So with all these schemes, we want to make sure that the development, as I said earlier, is wholesome, everybody gets their benefits. But more focused is the importance being given for the aspirational districts. I understand in Sikkim you have one of them, where every program of the government will have to reach saturation. In the sense, PM Awas Yojana, if there is a beneficiary living in that district, aspirational district, but has not received the Awas Yojana, it has to reach them. If there are 1, 2, 5, it doesn't matter. Everybody who's eligible for that scheme should get it. So whether it is Awas, whether it is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, toilets being built in the house, whether it is Bijli, whether it is Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, whether that is the program we're talking about, whether it is the Ayushman Bharat card, whether it is the Jeevan Bima Yojana or Suraksha Bima Yojana, each one of them will have to reach every beneficiary in that aspirational district, which is considered to be less developed compared to the rest of the districts in this state. So we are focusing on that. And the last thing which I'll say, and for your consideration and leave it at that to conclude my speech, is there is a very big emphasis being given to those border villages, which are being called as vibrant villages. Vibrant villages are those villages which are very close to international borders, where people sometimes, like I've seen it with my own eyes, in borders in Uttarakhand, which also has a border with Nepal, with Tibet as much as you are. People migrating from there down to the plains to live in cities, but their establishments there are all getting dilapidated. Their elders seem to be living alone. So if there are no opportunities in those villages, or if there are no connectivity to those villages will suffer. So what we have done in this budget and earlier, but more particularly since last budget, is in the name of vibrant villages, we want to get again, like the way we are doing in aspiration, make sure that individual beneficiaries get everything that they deserve to get. But common facilities like roads, optical fiber connections, wellness centers for medical and well-being, schools, proper fitted schools, panchayat places, also the common service centers through which internet-related activities, application for passports, all of this should reach every vibrant village. And us ministers have been very clearly told that each one of you will go to a border village, which is the vibrant village, and ensure that all this is not remaining in paper, but it should go to the ground. Now, I have chosen to go to Lachen, and I will definitely spend time to see if the border village there gets all these facilities. So I also realize it won't be achieved in one visit. Therefore, I will have to commit to come again if it is not completed. So I do that as well. But the idea is we need to have border villages better connected, better equipped, so that whether it's the elders as a citizen or the youth, they should have enough incentives to be in their place. Welcome to move where they want. But it should not be a move because I don't have facility. Basic every facility is given for you also as well. But you're welcome to choose your career wherever you want. But you shouldn't leave your village just because it's dilapidated, it has no roads, it has no phone, it has no internet, which is available everywhere else. Why not here? So that is exactly what we're focusing on. There are ever many more things to say, but I'm impressed by the entrepreneurship. I wish the women all the success. I wish all those young people who are doing things here in their surroundings and making sure that you're creating livelihoods around you so that you can help others and others can help the state to grow as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. It's because it's been so exhilarating for us that you are with us here today. Allow me to get a little carried away and make a personal statement. Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay if all of us were not present in the Parliament at that time when the union budget was delivered. We did watch it on TV, but today we have been treated to a very customized, annotated version of the budget rendered by the author of the budget itself. Indeed, lucky are we. And yes, ma'am, on behalf of NABARD and on behalf of the government of Sikkim and all the stakeholders present here, we are here to join hands with the efforts of the government of India. These were our thoughts, and I took the chance to say it. But for a formal vote of thanks, I would like to request Shri Raj Sharma ji to take the program over.
Thank you, ma'am. We once again offer our gratitude to Honorable Madam, and we wish you a pleasant journey and stay in Lachir, North Sikkim. As we come towards the end of the program, I invite CGM FI, State Bank of India, Sri Janmejoy Mohanty to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
Namaskar. Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Nirmala Sitharaman. Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, U.S. Thaman. Speaker, Deputy Speaker of the Government. Secretary, Ministry of Donors, Lok Ranjan. Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Education. Chief Secretary, Government of Sikkim, Dean Parker, Ministers of the State Cabinet, senior and top officials of the state administration, other dignitaries, distinguished guests, members of the media, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the SLBC, it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the occasion of virtual inauguration of the foundation stone laying ceremony of Bhaleydhunga Ropeway and the Union Secretary of PVC, and also to Credit Outreach Program. The Ministry of Finance has launched the Credit Outreach Program as a part of Azadi Ke Amrit Mahotsav in all the districts of the country. These programs are intended to take the banking, which includes microcredit and micro-insurance services, being saturated to the last mile. All the banks, under the guidance of the Department of Financial Services, are utilizing their long reach to meet the banking and credit needs of the people at large, especially catering to the small and marginal farmers and SME segments and SHG. In the state of Sikkim, all the banks are working in tandem towards achieving the annual credit plan targets, both in priority and non-priority sectors. The achievement of the annual target is around 86% and 94% respectively in priority and non-priority sector as on quarter end, and so we are well on course to cross 100% by financial year end. As regards aspirational district, yes, Soren is an aspirational district, and the SLBC, all the banks are on course to achieve 100% saturation in all the 5 key parameters. In the area of expanding and deepening digital payment ecosystem for 100% digitalization, 2 districts, Gyalsing and Mangan, have been identified in the first and second phase respectively. The saturation in operative savings account and current account with at least one digital product has crossed 90 and 80% in Gyalsing and 80 and 60% in Mangan, and we are sure we will achieve 100% each for each of the districts.
SLBC is receiving excellent guidance and support from the state government and its various ministries. It is the Bank of India NABARD in its endeavor to take all the central government and state government programs to its logical end in a time-bound manner. Thank you, ma'am, for your presence here and your valuable guidance. And yes, on behalf of the SLBC, I can assure you that in the state of Sikkim, we will do whatever is required for the annual training plan and also the saturation plan in all the states. Thank you, Chief Minister, sir, for your unspirited support and guidance in all our endeavor. SLBC will take forward the guidance as regards financial literacy, sales and saturation as given by the DFS. Last but not the least, I thank all the dignitaries present here, representatives of media and press, and also the beneficiaries whose presence and participation has helped this program to be a huge success. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. With this, we come to the end of this function. May I request all estate dignitaries and guests to kindly join for light refreshment at the banquet hall. Thank you and have a pleasant day.